Ladies and gentlemen, this evening at 6:30, I'm revisiting Mirror Now's campaign, Old Car, Not Bekaar. Our hard-earned money goes into purchasing a vehicle that we think will bring comfort and convenience to us and our families. For most of us, our vehicles are our prized possessions, symbols of our hard work. But over the last few months, this hard-earned asset of thousands and thousands of residents in Delhi is being scrapped, quite literally. The Delhi Transport Department has been towing away old and overaged cars right outside citizens' residences, outside their offices, outside their private spaces, without any notice, which is against the law. In many cases, receipts are not being given as well. Now, the Delhi's Transport Department is continuing to use the NGT and the Supreme Court order as a protective shield to harass honest tax-paying citizens of this country. It's been over a month that we at Mirror Now have been highlighting the government's high-handedness and your plight. But a month later, absolutely nothing has changed on the ground. And the Delhi government's dadagiri continues. This time, not only did the Delhi Transport Department seize the vehicle from outside a private citizen's residence, they smashed the windows of the car and hooked it to the towing truck. It happened to someone who's a familiar face on TV. You've seen him on Mirror Now very often as well. But today, Tehseen Poonawala is coming to you as an aggrieved citizen, a tax-paying citizen in this city. Before I come to him, I want you to take a look at this video that Tehseen filmed when his car was being towed away. Let's put that full frame and let's put the audio up.
को मैं स्टैम्प पेपर भी मेरे को गाड़ी मेरी वापस चाहिए, कुत्ता मरा है, इसमें इमोशनल रीजन है। आप मेरी गाड़ी नहीं तोड़ सकते, मेरे को गाड़ी आपने तोड़ी है और ये आपने गाड़ी क्यों तोड़ी, इसका जवाब दीजिए। आप क्यों तोड़ी गाड़ी आपने?
भैया क्रेन पे लगी है गाड़ी।
क्रेन ऐसे ले जाते हैं, क्रेन गाड़ी तोड़ते हैं तरीके से ऐसे ले जाते हैं।
क्रेन आ गई है,
ये आप इसलिए आपने तोड़ा है साहब, आपने इसलिए तोड़ा है कि फिर मेरे पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं, मैं स्क्रैप में पैसे लो, उसमें आपका कमीशन बने। ये आप भी जानते हो, मैं भी जानता हूँ। ये मत कीजिए, ये पब्लिक है, सब पब्लिक जानती है। आपने कमीशन के लिए किया, ये गलत है। यूपी से आप किसी को लाते हो, प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी से गाड़ी ले जाते हो, ये कौन सी बात है? भाई
ये सरकार ने ऑथराइज किया,
सरकार ने ऑथराइज किया यूपी से लाकर गाड़ी तोड़ो, ये सरकार की ऑथराइजेशन, गाड़ी तोड़ो। हाँ, आपका नहीं है।
एक मिनट, ये तहसील आ रही है बागपत यूपी की।
हाँ, तो फिर आप क्यों आ रही है?
हमारा गोदाम वही है बागपत में।
हाँ, तो फिर आप
आपने गाड़ी उठाई, आपके पास एसएचओ कंसेंट लेटर है,
क्या आप गाड़ी तोड़ सकते? नहीं, एसएचओ कंसेंट है नहीं है। गाड़ी तोड़ोगे?
कौन सी?
वो गाड़ी
तोड़ूंगा मैं।
आपने तोड़ा है? आइए दिखाइए, मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ।
ये स्क्रैपर्स की टीम बैठी है,
क्योंकि आपका इनके साथ सेटिंग है, पैसा मिल रहा है आपको इनसे पैसे मिल रहे हैं, इसलिए आप कर रहे हो ये काम।
ये जो गोग्रेन,
ये जो है ये प्राइवेट है, ये प्राइवेट है, प्राइवेट एजेंसी
है।
है, इनको अधिकार है मेरी गाड़ी तोड़ने का।
किसको?
गाड़ी तोड़िए, आइए
नहीं पता।
आइए ना, आप आइए, दिखाता हूँ, आइए। अरे आइए सर आइए ना, आपको दिखा, गाड़ी तोड़ा है मेरा।
तोड़ने जोड़ने से
आप नहीं बोलना, एक सेकंड, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
पैसा दे रही है इसका।
मेरे को नहीं चाहिए पैसा, मेरे को अपनी गाड़ी चाहिए। आपने गाड़ी तोड़ा, आपने गाड़ी तोड़ा है, गाड़ी तोड़ा है,
मैंने सही काम,
आपने मेरी गाड़ी तोड़ी है।
तोड़ने का काम नहीं है।
तो गाड़ी कैसी टूटी है? तो गाड़ी कैसी टूटी है?
ये इनसे पता करो प्लीज।
दिल्ली में इस तरह की हरकतें चल रही है दिल्ली के अंदर। दिल्ली है या पाकिस्तान है, कराची है। आप प्राइवेट एजेंसी से गाड़ी को हाथ कैसे लगा, तोड़े कैसे? आपको अधिकार है तोड़ना, आपको ये अधिकार है तोड़ना, वो अधिकार है तोड़ना।
Tehseen is joining us in the studio, not talking about any politics, but about the dadagiri that has been on for a while now, just by the way, Tehseen. When we opened up our campaign phone lines last month, our phones would not stop ringing. And it's because of what we are seeing on our screens. You've caught it on camera, which was great. Just tell us what happened.
So first of all, congratulations to Mirror Now and to your team for this campaign, Old Car Not Bekaar. And I was stunned. So I was doing lunch at somewhere close to GK. I stay in GK. When the drivers near my house called my driver and said that they are picking up my car from my property. My car is an old car, it's expired, but it's in the cover. The only reason I have not disposed of that car or taken another state registration is because I don't want to drive the car. It's just that my dog had died in that car, so it's for sentimental reasons we kept the car. Didn't want to sell it. What do I do with 30,000-40,000 rupees? The car was under a cover. These goons, private vendors, Go Green ELV handlers, they come along with this transport officer to my private property, enter a gated colony, remove the cover from my car, smash the windows, put it on the crane and take it. And when I stopped them on the road, as you see, the transport officer said he's not responsible, but these private vendors, who obviously are doing this for corruption and money, are roaming in the official government car of the transport department. They're roaming with them. So what you have is unorganized goons, and I'm using it's a mafia.
It's mafia.
It's a mafia with government authority entering gated colonies or coming outside your house, taking your private property, in my case, smashing it and taking it away. It's unbelievable.
Let me be clear. And just to tell our viewers who probably aren't aware of the rules in Delhi, that if there are vehicles, petrol vehicles that are over the age of 15, you can't ply them on Delhi's roads, and it's 10 years for diesel vehicles. So if your diesel vehicle is above 10 years old in Delhi, you cannot ply it. This is a Supreme Court order to curb pollution in this city. But nowhere is the Supreme Court saying that you need to harass citizens. Nowhere is the Supreme Court saying that you can run a mafia and make money. Nowhere is the Supreme Court saying that you don't have to give citizens a notice before doing something like this. I want to ask you this. Were you given a notice?
No notice. I was given a seizure memo. I wasn't even given it. It was stuck on my parking. If it was not my parking, if it was public road, why would they defacing a public road and sticking a seizure notice on a public road? Which means they accept it's my property. On my wall, they stuck it. So you come inside my property, you remove the cover from the car, you smash it and you take it. And only because, and I'm saying this with humility.
Why do you think your car window was smashed?
Because how will they tow the car? It was a high-end SUV. It was in a cover. How else would they tow it? There was no place to tow it from. My car didn't even have a battery because, like I said, it's not a car that's driven. And I kept telling the transport officer, let's call the Delhi police. If there's any challan, if the car's been driven, if there's any record, you please take legal action against me, including criminal. It's not a car that's being driven. It's just a car I've kept for sentimental reasons. What gives you the authority to come and take my private property? Now, I have Mirror Now here. I can come here and talk. I have a social media platform that people access and people look up to. Imagine the poor middle-class citizen. Imagine the poor old man. You can't be goons and mafias and come and smash people's property. Are we living in India, a civilized democracy, or are we living in an uncivilized democracy?
This is not how you treat citizens in this country.
You just don't come smash. Even if there was something wrong.
This is not how you treat citizens in this country. Every citizen in this country has dignity. You cannot trample upon his dignity. You cannot treat them like this. And that enforcement officer, who, just by the way, I mistook for the officer of the Delhi police, because he's wearing the same Vardi.
Uniform with 2 stars. So he's an ASI. So that's a Delhi transport uniform. So most citizens won't know the difference. Now, because again, you're politically aware, you understand these differences, or legally. So the uniform is exactly the same. They have 2 stars. Now, why do these goons, it's very interesting, why do they roam in their car? Their car also has a siren. So that the gate, they are not stopped. It's a gated colony, right? So why would you allow private vendors to come inside a gated colony? So they come in the official government car. In an official government car with their crane, smash other people's properties and take it. If this is not gundagirdi and mafia, I don't know what is.
No, and it's been going on for a while. And the fact is, you are shameless. You can't be blind because you know what you're seeing. You're completely shameless or completely corrupt to let this go on under your nose. And that is what I say to the Delhi government today. Quite openly, because this is happening under their instructions. And it's not like Tehseen citizens have not gone to the transport commissioner. It's not like they have not written to the chief minister of this city. Has anything happened? No. They just kept running in circles. By the way, let me tell you, I have 3-4 callers. Okay, my producers are saying, let's go to the callers. Yeah, Mr. Kapoor, you're calling us from Delhi. Good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening. I just want to ask one question. You see, the highly qualified engineer, chief minister from Delhi, does he not have the sense of at least checking up what cars are good to drive, and those carrying pollution clearance certificates are also being towed away? This is high-handedness. People, mostly from the middle class, who spend their life earning, buying these vehicles, which is probably once in lifetime, are left at the mercy of these goons.
Okay, Mr. Kapoor, thank you very much. That's how a lot of people in Delhi feel. In fact, that's another question. Does the Supreme Court need to take a relook at its order? Because many people are saying, so what if my car is 15 years old? Is it causing pollution? You check. Make your authorities check. If it is not causing pollution, why do you want me to junk it? It's as simple as that. If it's causing pollution, go ahead, scrap it. No problem. We all live with pollution in this country, in this city. We know what that means. But if my car is fine, if it's not polluting, why scrap it? And expect me to buy a new one. In any case, if you look at the carbon footprint of buying a new car or the manufacturing of a new car, that's much, much higher. So I don't know how environmentally friendly that will be either. But let's go to a couple of other callers. Captain Jagpal, good evening. You're calling us from Rohtak, our most loyal caller actually, Tehseen. Captain Jagpal, go ahead, please.
Shreya, I'm your founder caller. I'm your founder caller the day this channel was founded.
Yes, I often say that.
Now let us come to the point. This channel has been agitating and telling the nation and the Delhi walas that there is a rule of law. There should be a show cause. The show cause must be then examined. A reasoned order should be passed, and only otherwise this old car is the asset, is the capital on which you buy a new car. Otherwise, the middle class man will never be able to buy a car. He will be back on two-wheeler. What is baffling is the population of Delhi, the AAP party and BJP, as if they are going to retire, take sanyas from politics. The only language that these politicians understand is vote ka chot. They should be prepared. It shall be very harsh. And hats off to the Mirror Now. You people have done an excellent campaign. And God only knows what is happening to the Chief Justice of India, Chief Justice of Punjab and Haryana High Court. Why can't they take a suo moto notice? What is stopping them? Do they want lawlessness, people to take the law in their own hands? It is absolutely shameful. We opted for rule of law, and look at what Tehsil is telling us. That is what they have done to him. Imagine what if, except without Mirror Now, this would have never been heard. No other channel has the guts to show that. Hats off to you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Captain Jagpal. Well, most channels are too busy doing Hindu-Musalman. Where will they have time for citizen issues, right? Shanti Swarup, you're calling us from Andhra Pradesh. Please go ahead. Good evening.
Many people are coming to Delhi, madam. This is a problem. Many rules are there, regulations are there. Meantime, our people are unable to understand how to move, isn't it? Various people are coming to Delhi. Problem is there. Any changes are there. Nobody knows. Problems are very important. Is many people are gathering there and going away from there. So we require minimum cooperative centers like that. Other persons, where they are staying there, they can be happy. But other persons who are coming abroad they are coming. Other states are coming there. So please make such type of inconvenience to anybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Swarup. Let's quickly take a caller from Chennai as well, because we are talking about. Isn't it interesting that we are talking about Delhi, but you have callers calling us from across the country, which means the issue resonates.
It resonates with everybody. A middle class spends everything to get a car, and the first caller, Mr. Kapoor, is right. If it's a non-polluting car, unless you're hand in gloves making money from car agencies, why would you allow these goons to do it? It's, in fact, a viewer tweeted to me just now that the car that you're showing, the Delhi government car, does not have a pollution certificate. He's tweeted it. So the government car doesn't have a pollution certificate, but you're hassling the middle class whose car perhaps is well maintained, because the middle class एक ही गाड़ी खरीदता है ना, वो तो बेचारा maintain ही करेगा ना, वो तो बेचारे showroom में maintain करते हैं. ये सरकारी गाड़ी को pollution certificate नहीं है, और ये दूसरों की गाड़ी तोड़ रहे हैं.
सरकारी गाड़ी जो 15 साल से पुरानी है उसको रिटायर कर दिया गया है. It is still, if it's a सरकारी गाड़ी, it's still flying. It's still flying.
Because they don't create pollution. Only the middle class creates pollution.
Go to South Block, go to North Block, and you will see those vehicles. We don't have to tell you. P. Kumar, you're calling us from Chennai. Go ahead. Good evening, please.
Good evening, Shreya. How are you? After yesterday's thing, we are again today here for civic issues, and I'm very thankful to you that you have organized this. Your channel raises all these very pertinent, issues, which is having a problem with the citizens and all. So thank you so much. I appreciate. See, what is happening is that everywhere in the whole world, there is the automobile scrap policy is there. So when they buy the car, it is already mandatory on the part of the owner and also the deliverer to take a call after certain norms. We cannot, brush aside. The Honorable Supreme Court has done a wonderful job when we have seen the CNG car came. If you recall, 25 years back, those initiatives have come. What is happening today is that government has to sit out with these people, and there is a huge Shreya second-hand car market. All our Sumo and our Maruti 800 are sold in Nepal. So we have to do a very tricky job when we can sell these cars to other countries, and have a very good new car bought, Need to have all the stakeholders coming on a platform and very decently and soberly we make a point.
True.
And another, I'm just telling you a problem will become these people who are going euphoric for this solar and all. After 20 years when these solar panels will be, scrapped, you will be so much of cost to recycle these people, So what happened है अपना जो कल मैं बता रहा था आपको कि चलता है जो culture है, we don't have a vision कि अगले 100 years में हमको कैसे करके city बनाना है. It is not only Delhi. Tomorrow it will be Chennai, it will be Calcutta, it will be Bombay, where the influx of cars. Ahmedabad. You come on the evening time in Ahmedabad, you see whole Gujarat has come on the street because everybody having 4 cars, 5 cars. So what Honorable Supreme Court can come out with a oversight, view over there. All the stakeholders can sit, और हम एक second hand market जो है अफ्रीका में और
वैसे India itself is the second largest market for second-hand cars. So it's not like cars, that are overage in Delhi cannot be sold anywhere. I'll tell you an interesting. We have 2 more callers. Vijayji and Sunilji, please wait on with us. I'll tell you an interesting, anecdote that cropped up during our campaign. There was a gentleman who called us from Delhi. He said my car was overage. It was towed away jabardasti by force. It was taken away. I was told it is being scrapped. I got some 10-20,000 rupees for it. After a year, he gets a call from a service center in Punjab, thanking him for his service and asking him to rate them. And that is when he got to know that there is a mafia at play, which is saying that they are scrapping your car and giving you 20,000 rupees, but going ahead and selling these cars in Punjab and Uttar Pradesh and making money. So this is a nexus at play. The transport department official on, in your video, and the scrappers are all part of that mafia.
Yeah, if you give me before you go to caller, I'll just explain to you how this works. So he was right. That's how it works. And the earlier caller, these cars are sold to Africa. Basically, East Africa it's sold to. So they'll give you 20-30,000. They distribute money to everybody, including informants who tell you where the car is. And then there's the profit to be made. They service the car and they sell it. So they're selling it from Nepal to East Africa, and they're telling you 30,000. Now the Supreme Court the High Court has said every car scrap should be video recorded. Ask these guys if they have a video recording. Ask all our citizens whose cars have been towed away. They have no video recording. And now they're reaching out to me that we will not scrap the car. Why only me? It should be for every Delhi citizen. Justice should be for all. They don't want to do that. They want to harass middle class.
Vijay ji, you're calling us from Noida. I'm afraid we'll just be able to take 3 more callers. So we'll distribute this between Noida, Mumbai and Chennai because I'm running out of time. But go ahead, Vijay ji, you're calling us from Noida. Good evening.
Mostly baffling for me is that how can they enter a gated community without any rhyme or reason and pick up your car like, it is their right to do so. First of all, they're breaking all sorts of property laws, entering into private property, and even, if a government has, if an authority has the right to pick up your car, they have to issue a notice first. What is completely baffling is you don't have the right to your own property and the right to decide what you want to do with that property, even if you want to sell it going forward to, in another state, or you want to keep it. What about antique cars? I don't understand where will they end up, Are they going to be the next target of this mafia? I'm completely baffled, yeah. So that is my point. I mean, how they...
Some antique cars have also been towed away. Vijay ji, some antique cars were also towed away. till their owners went to the court and said, isko to baksh do, it's an antique car. And the court did give them relief. So Tehseen, maybe you'd want to approach court as well.
We are going to file a petition and we've got a lot of data. The minute this came out on Twitter and Instagram, about 300 people from Delhi, hapless citizens, have messaged. You imagine the kind of mafia that is running. These are poor citizens who spend their life saving getting a car. How can you treat people this way? How can you enter people's homes and break their cars? I mean, who gives you the authority?
And this is the Aam Aadmi Party government.
And
this is the Aam Aadmi Party government.
Heart of Delhi.
And this is Delhi, India's national capital.
Media is present.
Yeah.
Imagine what.
But what's the point of the media being present?
They're shameless.
because the administration and the system, quote unquote, and let's just name the system. The system is the transport department of the Delhi government, the transport minister, the chief minister of Delhi. To some extent, the Delhi police as well, because a lot of times they accompany scrappers.
But in this case, there was no Delhi police.
There was no Delhi police. I saw that. You're telling me that this was a transport department enforcement officer.
Enforcement branch in a siren car with a uniform with these goons inside the car and a crane. And Delhi police is telling him you cannot break a car. He said, we will not listen to you. There's a video where, there's another video I've tweeted, the Delhi police guys are standing there, a gentleman called Yadav. Traffic police, he's saying you cannot break cars, you cannot take it like this. What do? He says, ye hamara department, aap mat bolo beech mein. They are not listening to the police.
Wow. We have Mr. Sunil calling us from Mumbai. Mr. Sunil, good evening.
Your program, and look at the car which you're showing, the white car. It is in such a beautiful condition. I can tell you one thing, there are worse cars than these, which are 7-year-old and 5 years old. Look, and you see today, this is pure dadagiri, which is going on. And I would request Mr. Poonawalla to please go to the court and get this squashed, if possible. We citizens are ready to pay you money to go and fight this case. But this is mafia going on. Are we living in what kind of a country? I mean, I'm surprised under Modi, this all is going on and he's not taking no action. And today, we have these these roadworthy certificates, etc., for cars. I mean, get them, they can check that. They can have this pollution control, which are on the roads nowadays. If they are good, and if they are not polluting, then where is the problem?
True. A lot of citizens say that. And as far as pollution control certificates are concerned, I can be sitting here in the studio, and Tehseen, you could be sitting here in the studio. You just need to pay money, and your car in the basement will have a pollution under control certificate. That's how big a joke the pollution under control certificate is.
That's true. That's how it works. And like I said, even that the Delhi Transport Department didn't do on their car. They are running without it.
Fix the problem. Sure, pollution is a big problem. Tehseen knows it. He is a child who will grow up in the city. I know it. I get a breathing problem every time winter strikes. But please don't harass citizens. This is not the way to fix pollution in this city. We'll leave it there for the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us, and thank you to all our callers as well for calling us and joining us on the show. Tehseen, good to have you on the show. Thanks. Wrap from me, but lots more coming up. Deepak Bopanna is joining you next. Do stay with us.